The forest was quiet. The only sound was the wind moving through the tall trees. Birds were silent, and the sky was slowly turning orange as the sun began to set. Jack, a 32-year-old man, walked alone on the forest path. He was tired from a long day at work. He liked to walk in nature when his mind was full. Today was one of those days. His job was stressful, his friends were busy, and his life felt cramped. He kicked a small rock and sighed. Another boring day, he whispered to himself. Suddenly, he heard something. A soft voice. Not loud, not human. It came from the trees behind him. Human. Don't run. Please. Jack froze. His heart started to beat fast. He turned around quickly, but saw nothing. Just trees and shadows. He shook his head. Must be my imagination. He took another step. Wait, I need your help. The voice came again. This time, closer. Jack's eyes widened. Who's there? He called out. Show yourself. A small figure stepped out from behind a tree. Jack took a step back, shocked. It was a child. Or at least it looked like a child, but not human. The creature had big, glowing eyes, smooth blue skin, and small hands. Its head was a little too big for its body, and it had no hair. It wore a strange silver cloth that looked like it was alive, moving slightly with every breath. Jack didn't know what to say. What are you? The creature looked at him, scared but calm. I'm not here to hurt you, it said in a soft voice. Please, I need help. Jack's mind was racing. Is this real? Am I dreaming? He rubbed his eyes, but the child was still there. My name is Elu, the child said. I came from far away. From another world. Jack slowly lowered his arms. He didn't feel danger, just confusion. Why are you here? Keese asked. Elu took a deep breath. I'm looking for someone. Someone perfect for my mom. Jack blinked. What? She's very sick, Lou said. She's dying, but she was in love once. With a human, you. Jack stepped back. Me? No. That's not possible. I've never seen anything like you before. Elu looked at him with sad eyes. Not in this life. But maybe in another. Jack laughed nervously. Are you saying I dated an alien in my past life? Lilu nodded. You were brave, kind. You made her smile. I saw it. In her memories. That's why I came to find you. Jack didn't know whether to laugh or run. This is crazy. Lou reached into a small pouch and pulled out something shiny. A necklace. It had a strange, glowing stone in the center. As soon as Jack saw it, he felt something. Familiar. His chest felt warm. His vision blurred for a second. A flash, a dream. He saw a woman's face. Not human, but beautiful. She was smiling. At him, Jack took a step forward, eyes on the necklace. You remember? Lou said softly. She never forgot you. The wind picked up. Leaves flew around them. Jack looked at Elu. What do you want from me? Come with me, Elu said. Please, you're the only one who can help her now. Jack hesitated. Why me? Because you loved her, and she still loves you. Jack's heart was heavy. He didn't know what to believe, but something inside told him this wasn't a lie. Where is she? He asked. Heel looked up. At the sky. Not here. I need to take you through the gate. The gate? Elu turned and walked toward the trees. With a wave of his hand, a strange circle of light appeared in the air. A portal. Inside, Jack could see another world. The sky was purple, the ground silver, and giant trees floated in the air. Jack's mouth opened in shock. Elu turned to him. Time is running out. Please, if you say no, she might not wake up again. Jack looked at the portal, then at the child. He took a deep breath, then stepped forward. Okay, I'll come. Ilu smiled for the first time. Thank you. The two of them walked into the portal, and the light disappeared behind them. The forest was quiet again, but something had changed. A journey had begun. The portal closed behind them. Jack blinked. The air was different here, warm but not hot. It smelled like sweet metal and rain. They were standing in a glowing forest. Trees had no leaves, but their silver branches hummed with light. The ground was soft, like sand, but it sparkled. Small floating lights moved around like tiny stars. Jack looked around, stunned. This place isn't Earth. Lu smiled a little. No. Welcome to Lurien. Jack looked up. The sky was purple, and there were 2 moons. He took a step forward, then paused. This isn't a dream, is it? Lu shook his head. No dream. No trick. I promise. Jack looked at him. Why should I trust you? Ilu didn't answer right away. He pulled out the necklace again, the one with the glowing stone. He held it in both hands and whispered something in a language. Jack didn't understand. The stone glowed brighter, then projected a moving image in the air. Jack saw her, a tall, graceful alien woman, unconscious, floating in a glass-like pod. Her skin shimmered like moonlight. Her eyes were closed. Wires ran across her body, connecting to machines. She looked peaceful, but broken. You looked at Jack. That's my mom. Jack stared at the image. His chest felt tight again, that strange warmth from before. I remember pieces, he whispered. Elu nodded. They said humans forget when they return to their world, but feelings stay. Jack looked around again. So, where are we now? This is the Edge Forest, Lu explained. It surrounds the Stasis Temple where she's resting. We're safe here, but not for long. Jack narrowed his eyes. Safe from what? Before Ilu could answer, a loud cracking sound came from the sky. A blue flash cut through the air like lightning. Ilu grabbed Jack's hand. We have to move. Now. They ran through glowing trees, passing floating stones and strange creatures that looked like glass birds. Jack was breathless but kept going. Finally, they reached a tall stone structure, old and covered in glowing vines. This is it, Lu said. The temple. The doors opened by themselves. Inside, it was quiet. Calm. Jack followed Ilu into a wide chamber, and there she was, in real life, inside a clear pod. Just like the image, Jack walked closer. She looked even more beautiful now. Not in a human way, but in a peaceful, powerful way. She looked strong, even while unconscious. Elu stood beside her. Her name is Soraya, Jack whispered. She was important to me, wasn't she? Yes, Lu said. In another life, she saved you, and you saved her. You chose each other, but something pulled you apart. Jack put his hand on the glass. It was warm. Why didn't I remember before? Because your mind couldn't hold to lives, Lee replied. But your heart did. That's why I found you. Jack turned to him. You said she's dying. Why? She was wounded during the Sky War, Ilu said softly. She used her power to protect Earth, but now her mind is lost between this world and the next. She's trapped. Jack frowned. And I'm the only one who can help. You're the only one she still reaches for. Even now, Jack stared at Soraya's face. A memory flashed again, her laughing under golden light, holding his hand. He felt a tear in his eye. What do I do? Before Ilu could answer, a deep alarm echoed through the chamber. A red light flashed across the ceiling. They found us, Ilu whispered. The hunters. Jack stood straight. Hunters. Ilu nodded. They want her dead, because she chose. peace. Because she loved a human. The walls shook. The vines on the temple walls pulled back, revealing energy weapons hidden inside. Elu grabbed Jack's hand. We have to protect her. Just for tonight, can you help me? Looked at the sleeping woman, then at the brave little alien child, and he nodded. I don't know how, Jack said, but yes, I'll help. Elu gave a small, grateful smile. You're not just perfect for her, he said. You're perfect for us. Jack couldn't sleep. He sat on a glowing bench inside the old temple, eyes fixed on the pod where Soraya slept. Machines beeped softly. Elu, the alien child, slept nearby, curled in a soft pod of light. Outside, the alien forest was quiet. Too quiet. But Jack's mind wasn't. Strange dreams had started to come since he arrived in this world. And now, they were stronger. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw her not in the pod, but alive, laughing, standing under a golden sky, her voice echoing in his head. You came back, just like you promised. He woke with a jerk. Cold. Sweat on his forehead. What is happening to me? He whispered suddenly. Soft lights moved toward him. It wasn't a machine. It was Lou, awake now, holding a small orb that glowed blue. You're remembering, Lou said. Jack looked at him. I don't understand. I didn't live another life. I've always been me. On Earth, Lou shook his head gently. Time doesn't move the same across worlds. Your souls met long ago. The body forgets, but the soul never does. Jack stared at the orb in Elu's hands. What's that? Elu held it out. A memory spark. It holds the truth. If you're ready. Jack hesitated. Will it? Hurt, yes, Lou said honestly. But truth always does. Jack took the orb. The moment his fingers touched it, the world around him disappeared. Inside the memory, Jack stood in a desert of stars. Time was broken here, floating like glass. Pieces of moments hovered in the air. He saw himself younger, maybe 25, and there she was, Soraya. Alive, strong, smiling at him, they stood side by side on a cliff, overlooking two worlds, Earth and Lurian, slowly drifting apart. She took his hand. When this is over, she said, promise me. You'll find me again. He nodded in the memory. I will. No matter where. No matter how long it takes. Memory shattered. Now another. They were running, being chased. Ships in the sky, fire. She pushed him into a portal and stayed behind. Go. They'll erase your memory. But I'll wait. No, don't. Too late. The portal closed, back to the present. Jack fell to his knees. Tears in his eyes. He remembered all of it. Not just love, war, sacrifice, her pain, his loss. Lou put a hand on his shoulder. Now you see, Jack whispered. She gave up everything for me. Elu nodded, and now, stuck between life and death, waiting for you to keep your promise. Jack looked at Soraya in the pod. Her face was still, but peaceful. She's not just a soldier, he said. She's my home. Suddenly, the ground shook. A loud warning echoed through the temple walls. Red lights flashed again. Jack stood. The hunters, Lou checked. A floating panel. Yes, they're close. Jack's voice was calm now, strong. Then we fight. You looked up at him, surprised. You're remembering who you were, the child said. Before Earth, before forgetting. Jack smiled faintly. Maybe I'm not just human, after all. He turned to Soraya's pod. Hold on, Soraya. I'm not leaving this time. Asterisk. The temple shook again. Dust fell from the ceiling. Somewhere above, something exploded loud. Violent, close. Jack ran to the edge of the chamber, his breath sharp. In his chest. Outside, in the purple sky, small black ships cut through the air like knives. Red lights blinked on their undersides. He knew what they were now. Hunters.elu stood at the control panel, his small fingers moving fast across glowing symbols. They broke through the outer gate. 10 ships, maybe more. Jack looked at Soraya. She lay still in the pod, unaware of the danger growing outside. He clenched his fists. What do they want? To erase her, Lou said. She chose peace. That made her their enemy. And now you're here. So they'll come for you too. The boy didn't sound afraid. Not anymore. There was something new in his voice, now steel. Jack moved toward a wall. His hand touched a smooth stone plate. It responded to his touch, sliding open to reveal weapon sleek alien. Glowing with energy. I remember these, he said quietly. ELU looked at him. You used to train with her, before the memory wipe. Jack took one of the weapons, a light blade, humming faintly in his hand. Feels like I never stopped. Outside, another explosion. The temple lights flickered. The sky darkened. Something had blocked the second moon. Elu handed him a small glowing cube. Put this in your jacket. It's a shield generator. It may save you once. Jack slid it into his pocket. And what about you? I have my ways, Lou said, and smiled for just a second. Besides, I'm not leaving her either. They stepped outside the chamber, into the open courtyard. Strange flowers twisted closed as the wind picked up. The air smelled of burning metal. Then the first hunter dropped down tall, armored in black plates, red visor across its face. Its voice was low and mechanical. Surrender the traitor. Surrender the human. Jack stepped in front of Elu. You'll have to go through me. The hunter raised a blaster. Jack moved. Faster than he remembered he could. The blade in his hand hummed to life and struck the blaster clean off. Sparks flew. A tease flew. The hunter roared and swung back, but Jack ducked, turned, and kicked it back into the air. Another landed behind him. Then another. Soon there were 5. ELU pressed a button on his bracelet, and energy shields shot up from the temple floor bright blue, humming with power. I can hold them back for a few minutes, he said. But after that, Jack didn't answer. He was already fighting. He moved like someone trained, like someone who'd done this before. Muscle memory returned. So did the fire in his chest, the old fire. The part of him that had been buried under years of Earth life, dull jobs, quiet streets. This was who he really was. Not a lost man walking through forests. A protector. One hunter broke through the shield. Jack turned to Laytand. Then a bright light exploded near him. Elu had thrown a small orb, a pulse bomb. The hunter fell, sparking. Jack looked at the boy. Where did you learn that? I grew up with her, Elu said, wiping his nose. She taught me everything. Jack smiled despite the chaos. Good teacher. The wind changed. A large shadow moved across the sky. The command ship. T lowered slowly, cracking the clouds, blocking the stars. Elu's face turned pale. That ship has soul drainers. If they reach her, she won't wake again. Not even with you here. Jack stared at the falling ship. Something deep inside him whispered that he couldn't let it touch the ground. It did, it would be over. He looked at Elu. Can you link me to her, mind to mind? Elu hesitated. It's dangerous. You're not ready. I have to try. Why? Jack looked toward the sleeping woman in the chamber below. He didn't blink. Because she waited for me. Because I made a promise. Lou reached into his pocket and pulled out a small crystal. Touch this and close your eyes. If your hearts are still connected, she'll hear you. Jack nodded. He took the crystal, closed his eyes, and the world disappeared again. Darkness, but not empty. Jack floated in a space with no ground, no sky, just motionless stars scattered like memories. His body was weightless, but his chest burned, not with pain, but with something older than fear. Love, guilt. A promise he forgot, but never truly broke. Then he heard her voice. "You shouldn't be here, Jack." Soft, but sharp. Like wind through broken glass. He turned. She stood there, Soraya. No wires, no pod. Alive. Whole, wearing the silver armor of her people. Eyes glowing with starlight. She looked just like she did in his dream memories. "But colder, Soraya," he said, stepping closer. She didn't smile. "This is not the place for humans. You told me to find you again," Jack replied. "I kept my promise." "Ch, you kept it late." Silence stretched between them. In the distance, black clouds swirled, the edge of the soul drainers reaching into this mental world. The connection was thin, breaking. He looked into her eyes. "You're still afraid." "I'm not afraid." "Of death," she said. "No," Jack whispered. "You're afraid I'll leave again." She turned away. He reached out, touched her hand, and the memory came crashing back. Not just war, not just pain, but nights on Lurian rooftops, laughing. Together, her teaching him the constellations. Him showing her old songs from Earth, their hands brushing as if the universe itself paused each time. "You made me believe," she once said, "that peace was possible." Here they were again, between life and death. "You're not alone." "This time," Jack said, "let me carry it with you." A crack appeared in the sky above them, red, violent. "The drainers are breaching," her voice echoed. "If you stay too long, they'll take you too." "I don't care," Jack said. "You're not dying, not alone. Not like this." She turned. For the first time, tears shimmered in her eyes. "You always had a foolish heart." He smiled. "And you always needed one." She stepped forward. Their foreheads touched. The memory world trembled. Then a shockwave. Jack's real body snapped back into reality. He gasped, falling too. The temple floor, sparks flew overhead. A hunter had breached the inner shield. The command ship was landing. You ran to him. Did it work? Jack stood, breathless. "She's waking up." Elu turned and saw the pod. The glass shimmered. The glow inside changed from pale blue to deep gold. Her fingers twitched. Her eyes fluttered. Then opened. Seraya. Alive. The temple pulsed with new energy. The machines responded to her presence. Walls strengthened. Lights burned brighter. The hunters outside paused, as if something ancient had returned. Elu stepped back, eyes wide. "You did it." Jack looked at Soraya. She looked at him and smiled. "You came back," she whispered. He walked to her. "This time, I'm not leaving." But above them, the sky burned darker than before. The command ship opened, and something worse than hunters stepped out, something Jack had never seen, but Soraya had. Her face changed. Too cold fire, they sent him. Jack turned. Who? Soraya stood tall now, her armor forming around her like it remembered her too. "The one who erased you," she said. "The one who made me forget how to feel." Elu's voice shook, the heart eater. Jack took her hand. "Then we end this together." Her grip tightened. Together. And outside, under a sky cracking with war, two souls, once torn apart by memory, prepared to fight as one, for love, for peace, and for the future of both their worlds. ChatGPT said. The ground didn't shake. It hummed. A low, deep vibration rose from the planet's core, not from machines, not from explosions, but from something older. Something alive. Jack felt it first in his feet, then in his bones. Saria's hand tightened around his. Her eyes glowed brighter than before. Not just light, but language, a signal. He couldn't understand, yet somehow felt. Across the courtyard, the Heart-Eater stepped forward. Not a creature, not a man. A living shadow wearing armor made of broken memories. Fragments of minds stolen from warriors, rebels, lovers. His face was a shifting mask of those he had consumed. And now he had come for Saria. You should have stayed dead. His voice echoed across space, not spoken, but carved into thought. Saria didn't flinch. And you should have stayed forgotten. Jack raised his weapon, but Saria stopped him. No blade can cut him, she said. Not unless it remembers. Jack blinked. What? She turned to him slowly, placing her hand over his chest. Your memories, they're not just dreams. They are your power now. She closed her eyes. A small golden spark leaped from her fingertips into his chest, and Jack fell, not down, but inward. Suddenly he was back, standing in the moment. He left her behind, the last time, but this time, he didn't. He stepped forward, grabbed her hand, and stayed. The memory changed. The world rewrote itself. He saw every version of himself that ever walked away, Earth lives, forgotten timelines, faded dreams. And he pulled them back. They merged into him. 100 regrets burned to ash inside his lungs. Then he opened his eyes. And he wasn't just human anymore. His blade shimmered, not with light, but with memory. It pulsed like a heartbeat, warm and sharp. Saria nodded. Now you're ready. Elu activated the final shield ring around the temple. A golden barrier rose into the sky. Sighted, only 3 remained. Saria, Jack, the Heart-Eater. The creature charged. Time slowed. Jack met him halfway. The first strike was pure force. Enough to break mountains. Jack blocked it. Barely. His arms shook, but he held the line. Saria came from behind, faster than wind, her fists glowing with light from her people's ancient source. The soul core. She struck the Heart-Eater across the chest. For the first time, it screamed. It bled memories, not blood. Faces. Fell from its body like dying stars. One of them was Jack's. He stared, stunned. He has part of me. Saria didn't look away, then take it back. Jack leaped forward, his blade burning. Every strike he made, a memory returned, running through Earth's forests, laughing with Saria. Holding Elu for the first time, letting go, coming back. The Heart-Eater weakened, shrank, but then it roared, louder than space itself. And it struck Saria hard. She flew across the temple, crashing through a stone wall. Jack screamed. No, Elu, cried out from behind the barrier. She's still alive. Jack looked at the creature, now limping, wounded, but not finished. He held his blade up. If you want her, he said, voice shaking with fury. You'll have to finish me first. The Heart-Eater smiled and charged. Jack didn't move because he finally understood. He didn't need to fight for the past anymore. He had become the future. At the last second, Saria's voice echoed from behind him. Jack now. He spun. She threw him a sphere, her soul core. He caught it. It melted into the blade. Time bent. Jack moved faster than thought. He drove the blade through the Heart-Eater's chest, deep, final. The creature let out a horrible, cracked laugh, then faded. Not in fire. Not in light, but in silence. Gone. Just gone. And suddenly, the air was still. The hum stopped. The ground went quiet. Elu ran into the courtyard, tears in his glowing eyes. You did it, he whispered. You remembered who you are. Jack turned to Saria. She limped to his side, smiling through blood. And you, she said, You remembered who we are." They held each other, not like strangers, not like heroes, but like two hearts finally at rest. Together, above them, the purple sky broke open with light. A new day had begun, but one part still remained: the choice, and it was coming. Next. ChatGPT said, "A breeze moved through the temple ruins, not the wind of war, but something gentler, as if the planet itself had exhaled." Jack sat alone at the edge of the broken courtyard, looking up at the Lorien sky. It was blue now, not the sharp, burning purple of battle, but soft, calm, new. Behind him, the machines were silent. No alarms, no weapons. Soraya was alive. Elu was safe, and the war was over. But peace doesn't come without a question. And the question was waiting. Footsteps approached behind him. He didn't turn. He already knew who it was. She sat beside him, quiet for a while. They both looked up. Two moons. One familiar, one strange. Just like them. "You haven't spoken in hours," Soraya said. Jack smiled faintly. "I've spoken enough to last several lifetimes." She nodded. "You came back. You saved us. You could go now." He didn't answer right away. Because the truth was, he didn't know what home meant anymore. Earth, his old life, streets, coffee shops, loneliness in the middle of crowds, or here an alien world where nothing made sense. Except one thing. Her, I still have the option, he said, softly. "Elu showed me the way back." "Yes," Soraya said. "The gate to Earth is stable again. You could leave tonight. Your body would return. Oh, your memories might fade again." Jack looked down at his hands. "What if I don't want to forget?" She didn't speak. So he turned to her. "Would you want me to stay?" Her expression didn't change, but her eyes told the truth. Eyes always did. "I want you to choose," she said. Elu appeared. At the top of the stairs, watching them from a distance. He didn't speak either, just waited. The wind picked up again, carrying faint music. A natural hum. The planet singing. Jack stood. He walked toward the center of the courtyard, where the gate shimmered faintly, the path home. It looked different now. Not like escape, but like an ending. He reached into his jacket and pulled out the crystal Elu had given him earlier. The one with the return key. It pulsed faintly in his hand. Then he closed his fist around it and crushed it. Soraya gasped, not in fear, but in disbelief. "You." Jack turned, eyes clear, steady. "I'm tired of running from places that never felt like mine." He walked back to her, took her hand. "This world doesn't make sense. It scares me. It confuses me. But when I'm near you, it feels right." Elu ran forward, hugging both of them. "You stayed," he shouted, laughing, almost crying. "I knew it. I knew you were perfect." For her, Jack knelt down. "And I think you were perfect for me, kid." The sky above them rippled with morning. Lorien's sun rose for the first time since the battle. Peace bloomed, not in celebration, but in quiet. In breath, in stillness. Jack stood beside Soraya Elu at his side. No crown, no throne. Just three souls. Choosing each other. Across galaxies, across memory, across time itself. And as they looked up at their new world, Jack whispered the only words that mattered now. "Tay, I'm home."